There's a lake in the California desert that nobody meant to build, and it's poisoning the children who live next to it. In 5 minutes, how a 2-year engineering accident became a celebrity resort, then a public health emergency, and why the $500 billion underneath it won't fix it. More than 1 in 5 kids in these towns has asthma, nearly triple the national rate. And researchers just measured something worse. Their lungs are growing slower. Nobody knows yet whether that reverses. California's largest lake is a mistake. In 1905, an irrigation canal gave way, and the Colorado River poured into a dry desert basin for 2 straight years before engineers could shut it off. And here's the thing, it has no outlet, nothing drains. Every drop that evaporates leaves its salt behind, which means the accident never stopped. It's still running today. But before it turned dangerous, it turned glamorous. Except this basin has flooded before. Not once, repeatedly. For thousands of years, the Colorado has swung into this low point, filled it, and let it dry again. Geologists have mapped the old shorelines. 1905 was just the year people were standing in it. So it was never a mistake anyone could prevent. It's a mistake everyone chose to live next to. And for 20 years, that was the good life. If you want the version of these stories that doesn't stop at the postcard, that's this channel. Subscribe and stay with me. The next part is where it turns. In the 50s and 60s, this shoreline pulled rat-pack crowds, Sinatra, yacht clubs, water skiing in a desert. Developers called it the Salton Riviera and sold lots like the next Palm Springs. And the whole time the salt was climbing, there's no drain, salinity was ocean level in the 70s. Today, it's roughly double the Pacific. One fish species is still hanging on. Tilapia, which was never native here in the first place. The party had an expiration date, nobody read it, then California did something responsible and made everything worse. In 2003, the region's irrigation district, the largest user of Colorado River water in the country, agreed to send billions of gallons a year to coastal cities instead. On paper, that's conservation. Everyone signed. But that water was the only thing keeping the lake full. Less inflow, faster shrinking, more lake bed exposed to open desert wind. And that lake bed is a century of farm runoff, dried into crust, pesticide residue, heavy metals. One estimate put the increase in wind-blown dust at 40 to 80 extra tons a day. What does that do to a body? It's been measured. Researchers tracked 369 children, testing their lungs directly for 2 years. The kids living within about 7 miles of the shore were gaining lung capacity measurably slower than the kids farther out. They put that on par with growing up within 500 meters of a freeway, and they'll tell you on the record, they don't yet know if it's permanent. So the crisis is documented, measured, published, which makes the obvious question harder than it sounds. If it's this well understood, why hasn't it been fixed? Because the money is already here. It just isn't going there. Under that same poisoned lake bed sits one of the largest lithium brine deposits on Earth. The Department of Energy puts it at 18 million metric tons, around $540 billion. The governor called it the Saudi Arabia of Lithium. And Imperial County, sitting on top of it, has the highest unemployment rate of any county in California. California did write a lithium tax to send money back to the towns closest to the drilling. Under that formula, Bombay Beach, close enough to hear the plant run, is set to receive $8,631. Towns farther away get 6 figures. Proximity to the fortune buys you less, not more. And not one commercial ounce has come out of the ground yet. The flagship plant is still raising money to start building, which means the tax meant to pay these communities back is collecting nothing. The flood happened once. Everything after it was a decision. Where the water went, who got the dust, who gets paid, so tell me in the comments. Should the towns closest to the drilling get paid first? I read them. There's a version where this ends differently. The state finally filled its first major restoration project and stood up a new conservancy with $500 million behind it. Whether that outruns the shoreline is the open question, and that fight is the video on screen now. Once you notice the pattern, you can't stop seeing it. The richest ground on the planet sitting under the people who see none of it. Next one, I found it again, and it isn't in America.